Hello, Dodgers fans. I'm Kevin Ripa, and this is my Sands 3 Minutes Max. Today we're going to talk about authentication, but first we're going to recap what we've done so far. We talked about confidentiality, and we showed how the steps of that will work in a crypto system. But the problem is that even though we have confidentiality, Eve can intercept it if she has compromised the symmetric key, and now she can change the message and send it to Bob. We talked about integrity. We can match the hashes, but once again, if Eve is able to intercept that, it's in plain text now. She can change the text, send the new text to Bob, send Bob a new hash, and when Bob gets it, he thinks it came from Alice because the hashes match and the message matches. So we showed you how confidentiality worked. We showed you how integrity worked. Well, confidentiality doesn't give us integrity, and integrity doesn't give us confidentiality. Now, when we look at the authentication part of things, what does this look like? So Alice, using the symmetric, she has the symmetric key. She is going to encrypt it with Bob's public key. And she's going to get a ciphertext. She's going to send that ciphertext to Bob. Bob is going to decrypt it using his private key. Yes, everybody has Bob's public key, but remember they're mathematically linked. The only thing that can decrypt a message encrypted with Bob's public key is Bob's private key, nothing else. So if Bob goes to decrypt it and uses his private key to try to decrypt it and is successful at decrypting it, then obviously the only thing that could have been used to encrypt it was his public key. So we have that authentication. We know that whoever sent this had Bob's public key. What's the problem with this? The problem with this is that everybody's got Bob's public key. But that's how authentication works. Now, does Eve have Bob's public key? Yeah. So she could send any symmetric key she wanted with Bob's public key. And when Bob receives it, obviously he's going to be able to decrypt it with his private key. But that's how authentication works. So you can see so far between confidentiality, integrity, and authentication, each one of these three steps works great for their intended purpose. Unfortunately, we need the aggregate of all three of these and one more in order to achieve the level of encryption that we're looking for. But in the meantime and in between time, that's it. Another episode of 3 Minutes Max.